Welcome Bhavana Upadyaya to Part Universal Show. I know that you are one of the activists in India against corruption. What is actually the Lokpal bill history from the government side?
The Lokpal bill is a bill that is meant to destroy, to remove corruption from our country. It means protector of the people. It was introduced in 1968 by Shanti Bhushan, the member of the current Civil Society Drafting Committee. It has been introduced several times, and for 42 years it is still in the Parliament pending. So how did it begin recently? You've all heard about the Commonwealth Games scam. Well, some people were very frustrated with the amount of corruption in those games. They decided to come together. They met each other, they talked, they said, we need a strong anti-corruption bill in our country so that we are never ashamed like this, like the way we were before the international media. So from there came the Lokpal bill. And they said the government is not going to produce a good version. We the people belonging to this country, we need to provide a good bill. And so they said it was the Jan Lokpal bill, which means the people's version of the Lokpal bill. That is how the Jan Lokpal came into being. And then Anna Hazare joined, the veteran anti-corruption crusader from Maharashtra joined, and he wrote several letters to the Prime Minister. But we never got a reply back from the PMO. Frustrated, he sat down to fast on April 5th at Jantar Mantar. And suddenly, history began.
Now that the Lokpal bill has been introduced in the Parliament, and you are also having your own parallel Lokpal bill, what are the major differences between these two bills?
Often we talk about the Prime Minister and the judiciary. I am going to talk about some differences that you have not heard about. Number one, how does it affect you and me, the young people of this country? This is how it affects us. See, the government's bill is a good bill. It says that every department in the government will have a citizens' charter, in which there would be a person who would be designated for a particular job, and that person will have a certain amount of time in which he or she should complete that job. However, if that job is not completed, you can complain to a public grievance officer. Now this is the difference between the government's version and the Jan Lokpal. The difference is, after you complain, you need some action. In the government's bill, there is no action. There is a public grievance officer who will listen to your grievance and put it in a file and file it away. In the Jan Lokpal, we say we need the corrupt person to be penalized. You punish that person. So there is a penalty that is going to be imposed on the person who did not do his job or her job in the required amount of time, and that amount, that penalty, will be taken from that person's salary. That is the major difference between the government's bill and the Jan Lokpal. Second difference. You see, the government's bill says there's going to be 11-member Lokpal committee. And that 11-member Lokpal committee will take care of all the complaints of 120 crores people of India. Can an 11-member committee do that? What the Jan Lokpal is saying, we need an entire Lokpal body. The 11-member committee will take care of certain important cases, but there would be officers below them who will take care of other issues. That way, everybody's voice will be respected and will be listened to. What is more, we are saying we will have Lokpal at the center and the Lokayukta, which means the state anti-corruption body in every state. Therefore, the people in each state will have a chance to complain to their local state body. They don't need to go to the center for everything. The third important difference that you may not have heard about, you see, in the government's version of the Lokpal bill, the government decides the selection and the removal of the Lokpal committee. You see, you will only select those whom you like. If the government was doing a good job, won't we be having an excellent government department in every place? We don't have it. What we are saying in the Jan Lokpal is have a transparent process. Name the process. How are you going to select those people? What is going to be their qualifications? And then leave it to the people to select and remove the Lokpal committee. There should be a transparent process. Fourth important difference. You see, in the Lokpal bill of the government, it says the CBI and the CVC, the Central Vigilance Commission and CBI, will be under the government control. You see, if the CBI finds an act of corruption by the government, will the government give the permission to prosecute them? What we say in Jan Lokpal is that no, make the CBI and CVC autonomous. Give the power to an independent authority, just like the Election Commission. Then the CBI will have the strength to go and prosecute the corrupt. We want to remove the corrupt people in the society. Finally, all of you have heard about MPs under the Lokpal. You see, the government version of the Lokpal says MPs can be included under the Lokpal. But this is what they say. Any vote that the MPs make in the Parliament, that cannot come under the Lokpal. But we have all heard about the cash for vote scam, haven't we? There is a scam going on right now. So we cannot hold the MPs accountable if they are taking cash for votes. We say that we are part of a democracy. Is our democracy once in 5-year democracy? Shouldn't we be able to hold the government accountable every single day of 5 years? That is why we at India Against Corruption say that we want Jan Lokpal. We want our voice heard. We want you to know why we need this Lokpal bill from a people's point of view. Please educate yourself. Go to indiaagainstcorruption.org and find out the differences. There are more differences between the Lokpal bill and the Jan Lokpal bill.